He was a respected professor, a devoted father, and a man who believed in second chances. She was a stranger from a dating app, beautiful, mysterious, and carrying secrets no one saw coming. What started as a quiet night in the suburbs ended in a violent, calculated ambush. But the most chilling part? She didn't come alone, and the truth behind why Todd Morgan died will leave you speechless. This wasn't just a date gone wrong. It was a setup, and someone made sure he never walked out alive. Stay with us, because what investigators uncovered next would unravel a twisted plot of manipulation, murder, and betrayal hidden behind a screen. In the spring of 2023, police in Hudson, Ohio were dispatched to the home of a 41-year-old father who had failed to collect his daughter from school.
It's a long driveway. Guys shoveling this?
You guys will struggle with this. Officers performing the welfare check made a gruesome discovery. Radio, go back. Get EMS out here. Dr. Todd Morgan was a well-liked and respected professor at the University of Cleveland. He was also a doting and loving father of two. But under his professional facade, the professor was hiding more scandalous behaviors. And his secrets were tragically about to come to light. Today's case is the story of an investigation that began to unravel over the first few hours on scene. A shocking discovery, a handful of strange clues, and then the one piece of evidence that opened the floodgates and helped police to piece it all together. Let's take a look.
Welcome to The Silent Witness, where we highlight true crime news, unsolved mysteries, unfold chilling stories and events around us to educate and provide information on how we can stay proactive, informed, be security and safety conscious in our environment. The Silent Witness is your go-to destination for gripping accounts of real-life crimes, missing persons, cold cases, and unexplained events. Want to support us and appreciate our craft? Click like, comment, and hit the subscribe button now. Please note that all related materials referenced in this video were majorly sourced from either official court or police documents, reference statements, or other reputable sources, weeding out the speculation theories and unverified information.
Hudson is a city in the north of Summit County, Ohio. Located between Cleveland and Akron, it is known as an affluent suburban community populated by large colonial-style houses on spacious plots of land as well as tree-lined streets. On the afternoon of Wednesday, April 19, 2023, Hudson police were contacted to perform a welfare check on a local resident, 41-year-old Dr. Todd Morgan. Todd, a professor of business and finance at the University of Cleveland, was a father to two children, a son 10 years old with his ex-wife theirs, and a daughter nearly 5 years old with ex-girlfriend Mary. That Wednesday, Todd was meant to collect his daughter from school, but he didn't show up. Mary placed the call to police. "Hi, I was wondering if I'd be able to request a wellness check on someone." "Okay, what's going on?" So my daughter was supposed to be picked up by her father today. And I got a call from the school that she was still at the school, so I ended up picking her up. They tried to contact him. I tried to call him a couple times and haven't received anything back. And what's his name? Todd Morgan. Has he ever done anything like this? No. I don't think he would forget his daughter from school, but we are going through some custody issues right now, which is why I find it to be a little bit more unusual. When you call them, does it go straight to voicemail or does it ring? It rings. At just before 7 p.m. That evening, Officers Peggy and Bowen arrived at the professor's house on West Streetsboro.
Good.
2015 Porsche, black in color, to Todd Morgan from that address. Valid native, has the DPW.
Is he in the floor? Oh, shoot. You said you see blood? 110 radio. Come on. Go run back. Get EMS out here. Oh boy. There's a lot of blood. Party looks to be, might have fell. Crap. Oh, it's open. Oh wow.
Just inside the back door, the officers found Todd Morgan on the floor. He was wearing only his dressing gown and appeared to have suffered significant trauma to his head. The officer's first impression based on the location of the visible wound on his temple was that Todd had taken his own life. However, despite shell casings nearby, no gun was visible. Perhaps they thought it was underneath him. Officers did a thorough sweep through the house to see if there was anyone else inside. I don't see a weapon. That's why I'm thinking something else. At the base of the stairs leading to the second-floor bedrooms, they identified another casing. It was the same caliber as those visible near to Todd by the back door. There a bullet casing here, which that's weird. Why is there a bullet casing here? Over there. In one of the children's bedrooms, they found a piggy bank knocked over onto the floor. You found money, change piggy bank knocked over. Nothing more appeared to be disturbed in this room. If it was a robbery, the house would be more ransacked, right? Is that one you're in now? In the master bedroom, they found a messy scene. The bed was in disarray. Bottles of alcohol and other drinks sat out and open condom packages were scattered on the floor. A weapon around.
A weapon of any kind. That's weird. Why is there... This makes me think someone shot him. We're gonna have to call the detectives out. Hey, Sarge, you wanna... Are we... Say, it's pretty bad in there.
Okay, so he's
Yeah, there's shell casings in the house all over, but
okay.
there's no weapon.
Keep the okay.
He's been sitting there for a while. That blood's dried up.
Okay.
I don't. Can you tell me what
What's that?
I mean, it looks weird.
While Hudson police tried to piece together what had transpired inside the house, one unfortunate fact was certain. The father of two had passed away. The news would come as a devastating blow to family and friends. At the age of 41, Todd had accomplished a lot in life. He received his bachelor's degree from Cleveland University in 2005, his master's degree 1 year later, and then went on to earn his PhD from Kent State University in 2015. He held positions as an assistant professor in Massachusetts and Michigan before returning to his alma mater Cleveland State just 2 years before his death. But Todd's greatest accomplishment and his joy in life were his 2 children. He has unfailingly been described as a dedicated and loving father. Many knew Todd primarily as a well-liked, intellectual, and serious person. Though with his kids, he was always having fun. He loved goofing around with them, playing video games, having dance-offs, playing at the park, and taking them on trips. On the day he was found, his daughter waited patiently for him to collect her from her school, certain that he would be there as he always was. After all of the other children had gone home, it was her mother that arrived instead. Mary was uncertain of what to tell a little girl whose father had been such a big part of her world. Of course, at that time, they also did not have any answers.
Looks like it was kicked from the inside. I have not gone inside the house. So he's laying on his back with a gunshot wound to the head at the back door, and it looks like the door was forced out, as in out to the door. So I'd like for somebody to come out and take a look. There's shell casings all over the place, and just to figure out exactly what's going on.
Todd's autopsy concluded that he was shot 7 times. Based on the stifling to his skin, one of these shots was determined to have been within close range. 2 of the 7 shots were in his left clavicle area, which the medical examiner speculated would have been fatal within minutes. All had been delivered from the same weapon, a 9mm handgun. The back door next to where Todd was found appeared broken. A piece of the door frame near to the lock was missing, as though the door had been forced open from the inside. A piece of the lock was spotted on the deck a few feet from the doorway. In addition to spatter on the inside of the door, police noticed footprints tracked out from the house onto the deck. These appeared to lead down the steps towards the drive where Todd's Porsche SUV was parked. Whoever had tracked the blood onto the deck likely had their own vehicle to leave the scene, unless one of the responders had left the footprints.
Let me double check Sean's tread.
Unless when Sean walked back out the gate, but we both went over the water.
All right. Lee, just for good measure, bottom of your feet. All right, definitely. Can I see your tread on your shoes? Yeah, definitely not you. Okay. There's footprints all over in the blood, and it looks like boots. So.
I don't think it's Cassie's either because her tread's.
Yeah, nobody. It matches nobody's.
Can I see the bottom of your boot real quick, just to see? No. Yeah. Can I see the bottom of your shoe? Please.
I try to tippy toe around.
We just have there's.
Would be out here somewhere. Oh wait, there it is. It's all the way over here.
Oh, okay, then that definitely wasn't us, because he did not hit it. He did not pull it that hard.
You would have seen that fly all the way over here, right?
Yeah.
So that paramedic never stepped over there.
There's the door piece of the door jambs right here too. So.
Inside the house, multiple laptops and tablets were found sitting in plain view, which appeared to counter speculation that Todd had been the victim of a robbery. In addition, his pricey vehicle remained in the driveway. Eventually, Todd's wallet and keys were also located. There was no cash in his wallet, though family said he rarely carried any. Todd's cell phone, however, was missing. Eventually, a total of 8 shell casings were located. Firearms were found in the house. A 9mm handgun, not loaded, was found buried underneath clothing in a closet. Near to it was a shotgun, also not loaded. A second 9mm handgun with a round in the chamber and 4 more in the magazine was found under a Spider-Man mask on the shelf of the nightstand in the master bedroom. Every gun located in the house was registered to Todd. None were a match to the weapon that killed him. Officers turned their attention to the neighbors seeking a witness who may have spotted strange activity. Perhaps an unknown vehicle parked at Todd's house the prior day. Linda from down the street told officers that her daughter babysat for Todd once or twice roughly a year earlier. In Linda's opinion, Todd was an odd guy. She thought it was suspicious.
I get really feelings about people when I meet them, and I always said, I don't think there seems to be something strange about him, but I couldn't put the finger on it.
Has he ever mentioned anything odd to you before?
Anything odd?
Like strange, ever saying anything strange to you?
Fucking odd. He
Just
seems
odd?
weird. He said he worked from home. What the fuck does he do? He drives a Porsche.
I think it could be some kind of computer on work at home job. I mean, that's pretty common nowadays.
Fixing up the house the whole time. Where does this guy get his money from? I don't know. Like, what does he do? And he says, oh, he needs to run errands and go to the gym, and so he wants my daughter to babysit. Where's he going?
You ever noticed any depression or anything like that?
He just seems off.
Just seems off.
He seems like fucking off, like fucking weird. Like, I don't know. I get a very off feeling about him.
What's your name, ma'am?
My name's Linda.
Either.
I'll hang out here and go see if mom and dad are home, or whatever.
Hi. Hi, are your parents home?
Oh, my grandpa's in the house.
Your grandpa's in the house. Can I speak to him real quick?
Yeah.
Thank you. Have you seen anyone at the house or hear anything?
Seen anything, and I'm retired. Recently retired. I'm here all the time.
You're here. You haven't heard anything.
Haven't
seen
heard
anything?
a peep.
Okay. All right.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, we're just.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Todd Morgan. I hope he's okay. He seems like a nice guy. I mean, he's been here a year and a half.
Year and a half.
Kids.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
Married couple Eugene and Sher were keen to speak with police. Both recalled hearing what could have been gunshots ring out from the direction of Todd's property at around 7:20 a.m. that morning. Of course, at that time, They attributed the sound to a car backfiring or perhaps other traffic noise emanating from across the back of the property. Over the previous year, Todd had also undertaken extensive renovations on the house. Perhaps it was the sound of further work being done. Eugene and Sherry had also spotted a car in Todd's driveway, one they had never
saw somebody come out of the house to the car that was next to the Porsche. They were in the car. I mean, it was there.
The Porsche?
No, it was next to the Porsche.
Okay.
And it was there when I woke up this morning at 5 o'clock. You know, as I walked.
The car was already there.
The car was already there. The person was due. When I woke up.
Okay.
But at 7:15, 7:20, I heard, and then I saw someone come out of the house, go to the car, opened up the car, was there for a while, and then took something back into the house, like a package or a box, it looked like.
Okay.
And then came back out, not running, but walking fast.
Quick paced?
Yes.
At what time was that?
It had to be 7:20.
At 7:20?
Yeah, it all happened within a couple of minutes.
That was, you heard the
two shots, I'm assuming. I don't know. And then I thought someone was banging on something. And then a little pause, and then 4 more.
Okay. Can you describe that car?
It was a smaller car, light colored, maybe a light blue, light gray. I couldn't get the make of it.
Do you happen to have cameras?
I checked my ring.
You didn't pick it up?
It didn't pick it. It didn't pick it up.
Okay. It was like a 4-door or 2-door?
I couldn't tell.
Did you see the person that was driving?
No, I didn't. No, I did not.
Okay.
I did not see the person.
Okay.
My wife thinks there was long hair.
We were in different places, so I was finishing my podcast here.
Sherry saw the individual who left in the unknown vehicle. She provided a rough description.
Then I saw somebody come out of the house with long hair to the shoulders. I couldn't even tell you if it was male or female, to be honest with you. It looked like a smaller frame, not a big person. Got into a little car. I wouldn't say the car was champagne colored. He said it was bluish. So there you go for our perspective of what it was. There are cars. Todd, from what I know, he's only been here less than a year. He has 2 children from different mothers. They're coming and going all the time, dropping kids off.
Oh, sure.
And there's always like a Jeep there from somebody he knows. And I don't know if it's one of the mothers or not, but it's a newer Jeep. Okay. This was a car that I'd never seen.
You've never seen that car?
No. And that person came out, like Gene said, grabbed something from the car. I thought it was more like a package. He thought it was like a box. Again, we weren't putting anything in perspective. It's just what we walked as passing by. And then the person took something back into the house and then came back out and then just drove away. And Gene even commented like, well, there couldn't have been anything. They're not in a rush.
So shortly after speaking with officers, Eugene further scrutinized what was captured on his Ring doorbell camera. He found that the vehicle he and Sherry had spotted that morning was just barely discernible in the footage.
10 to 7, the car is there? Okay.
I don't know how to work this thing.
Okay, so that's the car?
Yeah. I don't know if you're going to be able to see anything for that or whatever.
Okay. I'll give this back to you. I'll go tell...
Okay, I'm not sure how to...
Yeah.
And then it jumps to 7:30 and it's gone.
And it's gone?
Yeah.
So what time is that, right?
6:50.
50?
Yeah.
Okay. And then 7, it's gone?
Yeah. Well, the next spot on here is 7:30, so there was a gap.
Give me one second.
And it's gone at 7:30.
I'm going to go.
Okay.
A still photo sent by Eugene showed a light-colored crossover-style vehicle parked next to Todd's Porsche at 7 a.m. By 7:30, it was gone. Although law enforcement had yet to move Todd and verify there was no weapon beneath him, it had become clear that the professor had been the victim of a murder. And thanks to the neighbors, details of a main suspect were emerging. Todd's ex-girlfriend Mary, with whom he shared his daughter, was notified by the Hudson PD. Investigators were keen to learn about any romantic attachments the professor had and any relationship tensions in particular.
Todd? We found Todd dead today. So,
And any explanation?
we're still in ongoing investigation. We have the detectives looking into it right now.
Yeah, as we find out more, we can, obviously let you guys know.
They had learned that the professor's first marriage had ended following an affair he had carried on with a student. That relationship had then also subsequently ended. It seems that the professor was also struggling with his alcohol use. Mary explained that his sobriety was tracked through a breathalyzer test connected to an app which updated her on the results throughout the week. Todd last performed the test the day before.
What's that?
It's to, he'll breathe into it and it reads whether he's had a drink or not.
For the vehicle?
Just any...
Oh, wow, anything at all, okay.
And the last report I got was from yesterday at 7 o'clock in the morning.
You get reports from guys?
Emails,
no kidding.
Results.
You got a result for that test yesterday?
Yes, I can pull it up.
Does it give numbers or just say if it's positive or negative for alcohol?
It does give numbers.
Okay.
What's this test called again?
iSober device.
Asked if there was any conflict in his life that she knew of, Mary could only point to some tensions with a new boyfriend of Todd's ex-wife. She was not certain of anyone that he was currently dating.
The only other thing I can think of, but this was well over a year ago, his ex was dating someone that he said felt threatened by her and him ever having to exchange anything in person.
Okay.
So they would meet.
They would meet at like a police department or a common area.
It's his girlfriend's...
His ex-wife's boyfriend.
His other ex-wife's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
January, and at that time he said he was dating someone.
Okay. But you did confirm or deny that? You don't know
No,
at all?
I don't know for sure.
As officers worked to piece together a timeline and details of Todd's life, they learned one crucial piece of information. A 911 call had been placed from a cell phone originating at Todd Morgan's address at 7:21 a.m. on April 19th. If the time given by the neighbors of when the shots rang out was correct, this 911 call must have been placed within moments of the murder. Hudson Dispatch answered this call and found no one on the other end of the line. This was not uncommon. They said an SOS call will be activated from an iPhone if the power button is pressed 5 times consecutively. It can happen when a phone is placed in the cup holder of a car, for example. The call placed at the time of Todd's murder was speculated to be one of these accidental dials, and it likely was placed in error by the potential killer, thought investigators. When the cell phone's owner was traced, it returned the name of an Akron woman, Terreionna Paschal. She had a slim build, long dark hair, and drove a silver crossover. Terreionna's connection to Todd Morgan remained unclear. Nonetheless, she matched the description provided by the witnesses, and her accidental call to 911 placed her at the scene. Officers were immediately dispatched to Terreionna's address. When they arrived, they encountered the homeowner who told them. Terreionna did not live there.
What are we doing? Was she in trouble? Well, when you talk to her. Oh, okay. I definitely let her know.
You tell her to call the Hudson Police Department?
Hudson
Police Department, Hudson, Ohio.
Okay, I sure will.
What friend she's staying with?
I don't know, man. It's some friend. I mean, she's a friend. You know, look like a little girlfriend. You know, she's a young girl. I'm an older man, and I'm just getting my grandkids upstairs in the bed. Y'all think y'all want to walk through my dog house? Hell no. Ain't no Terreionna in here.
Apparently he's saying that she's with one of her
No.
girlfriends in Garden Valley.
Getting nailed to your house.
Yeah, how far is that from here?
That's not far.
Oh, we could follow you over there. Is that an apartment complex?
Hudson detectives were unable to track down Terreionna that night. They sought a search warrant for her phone data and began to track her movements, hoping to determine where she was living and where she had been before and after the shots rang out from Todd Morgan's home. The data revealed that just 6 minutes after the accidental 911 call was placed, her phone was traveling at roughly 60 mph near the Interstate 271, split in Macedonia. Todd Morgan's cell phone followed the exact same path. His phone then ceased moving along the highway. Multiple searches were performed to locate it, but it was never recovered. Detectives tracked Terreionna to her sister's home at the Envision apartment complex. Her silver Ford Taurus X with a missing backplate was in the parking lot. She was picked up and brought in for questioning. By the time Terreionna was arrested, the case against her had snowballed. What started with a single connection, that 911 call, had led to an avalanche of evidence. A 9mm cartridge collected at the scene had matched to a firearm associated with an unsolved homicide from Cleveland in 2021. In that case, the main suspect was the ex-girlfriend of the victim, as well as the registered gun owner, Terreionna Paschal. She had been into the station for further questions relating to that case only days before Todd's murder. At that time, she had pointed the finger at another ex-boyfriend. Despite near certainty that she was the shooter in that case, there had never been enough evidence to bring charges. That did not seem to be a problem this time. In addition to the phone data placing her at the scene at the exact time of the murder, the ring footage captured a vehicle that resembled her Ford Taurus parked by the back door. Her gun was the murder weapon. Investigators determined that the shoe prints on the deck were from a particular Nike sneaker. They found Facebook photos of Terreionna wearing these exact shoes only months before. They captured surveillance of her silver Taurus driving from the area that morning. Just days following, Terreionna had switched devices and phone numbers. Law enforcement were able to trace that change and continued to monitor her usage. On April 22nd, she performed a search for, "Can police track my phone even if I remove the SIM?" followed by accessing multiple articles about Todd Morgan, including one titled "Hudson Murder Victim Identified as Cleveland State University Professor." She performed searches for her name in connection to the crime 41 times in the weeks following. Finally, her DNA was identified on a Black & Mild cigar found inside the house as well as on the condoms. Okay.
You ever been to Hudson before?
I think so. I don't recall.
Okay. What about around
I go to a lot of places.
Okay. But you can't recall being in Hudson?
No.
Okay. So, your phone, why would it dial 911 on April 19th in the morning, at April 19th around 7:22 in the morning?
My phone?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know why my phone would call. I didn't call nobody.
You didn't call 911?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I don't know. Did they say I called? I didn't call.
Yeah, we got your phone number, and we attempted to call back that morning. We could get an answer. So here's what's interesting about these two photos. Right? Okay, these two photos were actually on your phone.
On my phone?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they weren't on my phone.
You actually typed in a search for this guy, and you viewed this image on your phone. You also did a search for 320 West Streetsville Street, and you viewed this image on your phone. Terreionna, we're giving you an opportunity here to talk to us. We need to know what happened.
Okay, and I'm telling you, I don't know what's going on. What do you have? I don't know what's going on.
Who's that?
Terreionna was presented with her own phone data, location, searches, calls, and her messaging history. It seems she and Todd had connected through Bumble. Their conversation was then taken off the app and continued via text message.
We've got a lot of information. We have DNA evidence, we have video, we have phone calls, we have Bumble chat messages. Okay, we have shell casings, we have shoe prints. We've got a lot of stuff that is a lot of good evidence here. Okay, This is your opportunity to talk to us about it. What's that?
I really don't know what you want me to say.
I want to know what happened. We want to know what happened. We have a lot of questions. We want to know what happened.
Terreionna's messaging history contained multiple exchanges involving the solicitation of prostitution. She wrote that she only does out calls, which meant she would travel to other locations. Her messages provided price lists to potential clients. The day he was killed, Todd sent a $50 payment to Terreionna via Cash App. According to her, people send money to her Cash App all the time. Who was to say what that was for? Despite searches on her device for his name, address, and articles about his murder, she did not even remember a Todd Morgan.
So, Todd Morgan sent you $50 in the morning of April 19th. Okay.
I don't.
Okay, but he did. So, what I want to ask you is, there was another payment. About 23 minutes later, there was a $1,000 payment that was sent from Todd Morgan to Black Beauty. And you confirm that Black Beauty, this Cash App is you. That's you, obviously, in that picture. So he sent you $1,000. Now, we go back to a $50 payment. You say, guys send you random $50 every now and then. Okay, you guys send you random $1,000 payments?
No.
Okay, so
but it can happen.
It could happen.
Yeah, it could happen.
The second $1,000 transfer never went through. This larger amount requires a follow-up authentication via a notification Todd's phone received before 7:30 a.m. He never verified the transfer.
Okay, so the morning of April 19th, here's what we have. We have this Cash App payment, right? I went through for $50. We have another Cash App payment that was 23 minutes later for $1,000. We have this vehicle leaving Todd Morgan's house at around 7:23 in the morning on April 19th. You said that's your car.
Mm-hmm.
Have your phone at 328 West Streetsboro Street on April 19th at 7 in the morning. Actually have your phone at that address after midnight on April 19th, which looks like it was there overnight. It's not possible. Your DNA is inside of that house. Black and Miles are inside of that house. There are shipments that are inside of the house that match shoes that you're wearing in Facebook photos.
Terreionna never conceded to detectives that she was at Todd Morgan's house that day. Of course, she did not have to. The investigators' evidences said it all and solved the case.
Since his murder, my daughter's life has been irrevocably altered. At just 6 years old, she is at one of the most impressionable stages of her life. She was only 4 when she waited at school for her dad to pick her up, not understanding why he never came. When I arrived, she was confused and desperately wanted to call him, but each call went unanswered. I had to explain to her that her daddy wouldn't be coming back because someone had hurt him. I watched her curl up in my arms, hiding her face as she processed this unimaginable loss.
Todd's mother, Sandy, told the court that her son had been struggling. Only a few weeks before his death, he had told her that he was broken. He had been trying to better himself in health and mind by exercising, meditating, and staying healthy. But also, Todd told his mother that he knew his salvation was with God. It seems that just before he died, Todd experienced a setback. This misstep indirectly led to his murder.
I'm Todd's mom. I always will be. Todd's not here to tell his story. Only God, Todd, and you know the truth of what happened on April 19. All I know, he was brutally murdered by you, and he basically died for nothing. You didn't even know him. Your actions to take my son's life changed my life forever. It's changed all of our lives. Even more so, you took a father from 2 beautiful children. They were his world, and he was theirs.
Terreionna spoke only briefly before receiving her agreed-upon sentence.
Yes, to his family, I'm very sorry, and I hope that one day that you can find it in your hearts to forgive me. That's it.
I'm sentencing you to a period of 20 years to life on count 1, aggravated murder and unclassified felony. In addition, that sentence will run consecutive to the 3-year firearm specification, which is attached to that count 1. That firearm specification 3-year sentence must be served first, it must be consecutive, and it is in fact mandatory. This will make you eligible for parole, which there's no guarantee of that, at the earliest at 23 years, but you could serve up to life in prison for this matter. Do you understand all of that, Ms. Paschal?
Yes, Your Honor. I love you. I love you too. And you always got love this way. And don't ever let them tell you you don't. You hear me, Liz? Don't ever let them tell you you don't.
Want to support us and appreciate our craft? Click like, comment, and hit the subscribe button now.